Monday nights have come to be Moriarty night on Crowdsource the Truth. Jimmy and JoAnne, welcome back to the show. How are you guys tonight?
Great. We're doing okay. Thanks, Jason.
You both looking well as usual. Good to see you. It's got to be heating up there in Texas.
Oh, it's hot, humid. Listen,
Very hot here.
and we've had so much rain the last 2 or 3 days. It sounded like hail. The rain drops were so big yesterday.
And then, of course, we've been hit by the deep state. We've lost 3 condenser motors, 2 in our car, or 1 in our car, 2 in the house.
Within 10 days.
No air conditioning.
The fan motors for the condenser, which you've got to keep the condenser cool or air conditioning doesn't work. 3 of them have gone out in 10 days.
And then somebody cut our lines to our windshield wiper with a knife. It's been cut in 4 different places. And
so windshield washers don't work. And
That is
there are
really
little bugs here that they back to back. They call them love bug, or there's a more current term that starts with an F. But when there's a swarm of them, they cover the highway. When you drive through them, your windshield is completely covered. Your headlights are covered. So if you don't have your windshield wiper and washer going all the time, you can't see out of the front window to even drive.
wow.
Somebody got into our car, which has a real good alarm on it, got under the hood, and cut all the lines to the windshield washer.
And you can see they're real nice slices. They're at an
45
angle.
grain, a little bitty stubs left between each connection.
That is just absurd. You know, I mean, it's these things sound like, nuisance type of nonsense disruptions.
It's chicken shit. Well,
Yeah.
but see, it's things that what they're doing, Jason, is we're so far isolated out here. We have to be in an automobile to do anything.
Right.
So if you can put us afoot or put us driving in a car without air conditioning where you got to go with the windows down, it makes it so uncomfortable. It wears you out, causes distress and everything else. And
We know they did it. We have inside sources who told us they did it. They also told us they've been inside this house three times.
The last time was right before we did the Benghazi release with you.
And you see, it's the same story that I hear from other targeted individuals. There's no major thing that happens. It's all this constant, ongoing micro disruptions that are meant to frustrate you, get you to a point where on a bad day you snap over something, and then they can say, oh, look, there, arrest them or do whatever it is. It's really important that people watching visit your Patreon page at patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty. Jimmy and JoAnne have been blacklisted. They've been soft killed. Their money was taken. We're going to be speaking today on patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth, and patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty about the things that happened, how you guys had your incredibly lucrative business stolen from you there in Libya by the Turkish Mafia. Jimmy, you've told us a lot about the Khazarian Mafia. We're going to talk about exactly what that is.
Same guy, yeah.
Yeah, how it's
What
connected.
happened is we're gonna tell everybody we've had a lot. I mean, I'm telling you, hundreds and hundreds of questions. Well, what made you become enamored with Libya? Why did you go through all that with Libya? Well, what we're going to do tonight is explain why we became enamored with Libya, because the legal system there absolutely provided justice for foreigners, and I don't care what country you go to in the world, the preferential treatment is given to the local, not to the foreign entity.
Yeah.
And we absolutely had the Libyan legal system stand up for us like nobody would even imagine.
The story is a great story, what happened, and it needs to be told. It's going to take a long time to tell it. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to tell that story. We're going to talk about the people who were involved in it and who they are, and
what they did, and how they had found a crooked commander of a police station. They were going to have put JoAnne and myself in jail and leave us there until we gave them everything. We're going to explain all that. It's quite a unique story, and not a lot of photos and everything, because the backup information we had, all of that was lost after Tripoli was invaded in 2011. But we'll explain all that. We'll give the names like we always do, and dates.
When we had that going on, we weren't taking a lot of pictures because
obviously under stress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
I was there
stressful
for part of it,
situation.
but I was sick during that time, so Jimmy was there, and he wasn't really thinking about taking pictures.
It really is amazing that you guys, as the sign says, you were able to escape from Al Qaeda. You're the only known people who have done that. So people are, even if you haven't seen any of the other episodes of Unseen Libya on patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, and subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth. Tonight's the night you want to tune in. You want to get over to Patreon and sign up and sponsor both pages if you could. Even as little as $1 or $2 a month, it makes a big difference. Jimmy and JoAnne need our support, and this is the way that I operate Crowdsource the Truth. We're really trying to change the business model of news. Part of the reason Jimmy and JoAnne have not been on Fox or MSNBC or CNN or Washington Post or any of these major outlets, these things are owned by millionaires and billionaires. They are funded by advertising from corporations that are also owned by millionaires and billionaires, who are among the same people who own the companies that benefited tremendously from the destruction, from the invasion, from everything that went on in Libya and continues to go on. So there is definitely economic influence over the mainstream news, and what we're trying to do by putting this material on patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth is circumvent that financial influence from the major advertisers. I know there's a lot of people who would love to see us do this on YouTube and just put ads on there, but no advertisers would support this type of information. And also, anytime Jimmy and JoAnne have put this sort of thing on YouTube, it's been scrubbed, their YouTube channels have been deleted, so it's extremely important that people go to patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, and subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth, because that's really the only way we can share this sort of information, right?
Well, our story tonight is going to fly in the face of all the lies about Libya. And really, as I said, JoAnne and I have traveled all over the world. We've done business in lots and lots of countries that nobody's ever even heard of. But this story about what happened to us in Libya flies in the face of what a criminal organization Libya was, how it was run by a dictator and all. Absolutely, our story tonight will discount that 100%. Just was not true. And because of what, this was the final stroke that really gave us the impetus to invest everything we did in Libya. We moved all our production facilities, all our marketing facilities, and everything into Libya because of the honorable legal system they have, which I think you're going to find was the only one around. Sure not one over here.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's amazing that a foreign country was defending your rights when, you know, we've heard so much about people like Jerome Corsi. Dr. Corsi has been totally persecuted by the judicial system of the United States of America. We have countless stories from different individuals, Michael Barden, they're slipping my mind right now, but everybody knows the Bundys, of course, and these are people who did not get justice under the United States justice system. Even President Trump has been pursued for 2 years by Robert Mueller. I know you guys have some misgivings about President Trump, and they're reasonable, they're fair, but any opinions about the president aside, the nature of the way this FBI, or I should say this Robert Mueller investigation went on, and the way the FBI was, spying on his campaign, it's very similar to the types of techniques that are used to disrupt your lives.
That's true. Well, the thing is, you can't be a little bit pregnant. And right. So the part that we really can't discount Trump's activities is his international activities. If he fires Bolton, that'll be a big step.
Yes.
The appointments he's made have been horrendous. They've all been deep state. That shows very little confidence in his ability to select people. That he may have been forced to do that, So let's hope he fires Bolton. Let's hope he cuts back the aggression we're doing worldwide.
Pompeo needs to go.
Yeah, Pompeo's got to go. There's a lot of things that all of us out here look at Washington, D.C. as a failed place.
Yeah.
And around the world, Washington, D.C. is known as the evil empire. And, we've been bullying everybody forever. So you're going to hear a story tonight about a little country everybody thought was really bad. You're going to find out what an honorable system they had, and how the Libyan people and their court system stood up.
Bad meant something different. It meant against the deep state. It
Yeah.
meant
Right.
something that actually was honorable.
Yeah.
So that, I guess, was how they termed it.
Yeah.
Do you guys think there's any possibility that President Trump has appointed some of these people to sort of put them on display for the world to see so that he could then fire them and then they're out of the way?
I don't think so, because there's too many innocents being murdered by the bad guys, worldwide. You can't discount, 16 million people being starved to death. You can't discount, 4,000 men, women, children being shot.
The
You can't
Yemen
do that.
thing with Saudi Arabia, the killing of, I don't know how many thousands of Yemenis and 60,000 of them now starving to death.
And the
How the world can sit by.
military-industrial complex sailed to Saudi Arabia, with Jared Kushner being the intermediary, is now up to 500 billion. He's going to get 10% of that. First of all, we don't need an intermediary to sell weapons to anybody.
Yeah, there
And to
should
put
be no
your
commission
son-in-law
on
in
that
there
type of thing.
as a broker and have that kind of sales going. No, please.
Yeah,
That's
I agree
criminal.
with you. I agree with you, Jimmy. That's totally wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Nepotism, emolument, it's all kinds of things
Okay.
that it shouldn't be. I want to point out something else to you guys. Normally when I do shows on Crowdsource the Truth, the viewership is really very high. I sometimes have put up like accidental shows where, it's sort of like a video of nothing. And even those have a tendency to get several hundred viewers within the first few minutes. Right now we've got only 81 people watching us on the main YouTube channel. So I hope that people will like and share this video, but there does seem to be some kind of suppression of this material going on. What do you guys think about that?
We know that's happening.
It's true. It's absolutely true. We know it, Jason.
Every time JoAnne puts out an article, we get it. We pay the minimum we can for free websites, and it gets loaded up with 40 to 70,000 hits from bots. And of course, that takes a lot of time for us to go in there and eliminate the robot contacts and maintain the people that are really interested in asking us questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
But our website gets hit all the time in funny ways. They rewrite articles with bad spelling, bad grammar,
Huh.
keystroke changes.
keystroke changes. Yeah, they people try to subscribe and they turn them off.
Wow.
I've had it fixed probably 15 times.
And we're
people,
talking,
we
of
can't
course,
subscribe.
we're talking about LibyanWarTheTruth.com. People should go there.
Right.
It's totally free to access. And of course, you can order Jimmy and JoAnne's DVD about their harrowing escape from Al-Qaeda. The DVD is $15 and shipping is $5. But for people who become sponsors of Jimmy and JoAnne on patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty, they're going to get $5 off. So it's free shipping on the DVD. Just go to patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty and become a sponsor on their page, and then send an email to Jimmy and JoAnne. Let them know that you're interested in the Escape from Al-Qaeda DVD, and they will arrange for you to get free shipping. We've got just a few minutes left here in our sort of preview video, where we really want to encourage people to go over to patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, and subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth, where in just about 15 minutes at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Texas, we're going to be starting our conversation about how the Turkish Mafia tried to rob and imprison Jimmy and JoAnne and how they escaped this life-threatening, really unbelievable situation. It really is an amazing story.
Jason, I also want to add, we've added a free CD besides the DVD. Everything that they've done to us since we made the DVD, we add a free CD to that. So it's actually a 2-disc pack at $15.
One's a DVD, the other one's a CD.
Yeah.
That's great. It's almost like a Jimmy and JoAnne box set. People can,
There you go. There
can
you go.
sign up. You guys are like Led Zeppelin now.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Well, with that, Jimmy and JoAnne, I think what we'll do is we'll carry on over at patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, where people will be able to see tonight's episode. I want to thank all of our generous Patreon and Subscribestar sponsors, and I hope everyone will share this video around and tune in just 15 minutes. We'll see everybody there. Thanks for watching.